All right, so the number one thing we have to worry about when it comes to our class is safety. So I'm going to go over each station that is on our workout chart or workout log, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to try to talk about how to do these safely. Number one, make sure you got the right equipment. We've got lots of equipment here. One I am doing wrong, these are not weight room approved shoes. Lace-up shoes are required for the gym, but it's all I have with me at this exact moment. So this one, there is a knob here that you can pull, and all of our stuff has a knob that raises or lowers. So you'd actually go over here, grab some sort of weight. I'm just going to grab one off camera here. Definitely not enough. So when you sit down on this thing here, you put your toes under here. You're going to lift up, pull the bar out of the way, and you're going to lift up. I love calves, so I do toes straight forward and then lower down slowly, explode up, lower down slowly. All exercise, you're going to try to lower down slowly. That's called the eccentric motion. So concentric is concentric, so condensing or flex, and then lower it down slowly. And you can make this a little different or vary it by pointing your toes inward a little bit. That'll work a different part of your calf. You can put your toes out a little bit, so heels in, toes out. And we're going to do 25 reps of that. All right, so station number 2 is the dumbbell curl or bicep curl. The best way to do it is on here, and probably grabbing one of these bent bars from across this way. These have an angled bar, which allows your hand or wrist to kind of sit at a side angle instead of either straight up or straight down. Again, you can raise or lower using the thing here. Let's see where this is for me. It feels like it might be a little high. And you can actually have it start down there, then sit down. You want your triceps to be on the pad. Reach down and grab. You want full range of motion. So you go all the way up. You're going to go almost to full extension. Don't let it touch. Full extension again. You want to slowly go on the way down. It's actually where you build most of your muscle. That's the bicep curl. All right, next one I believe on the workout sheet is the military press. Now this is the one thing our gym is missing. We do not have a military press station where you'd actually have a bench that you sit at and it has like 2 bars behind you here. So we've got a couple of options. One, you could just take 2 dumbbells, and military is going to be touch your shoulders to full extension, touch your shoulders to full extension. You could do this sitting down. You go touch your shoulders, full extension. The other option that we have in our gym is, again, you could take these bent ones over here that we used just a few seconds ago. And you could go nice and wide here, touch your shoulders, full extension. And you bring it back over. That's the military press. At least. Right, so our next one is going to be the leg squat. So we have 2 ways of doing that. Actually, we have 3 ways of doing that in this gym. I'll show you the third one after this one. So this would be the Smith machine. Now the Smith machine actually has counterweights in here, and it's actually going to counterweight the weight of the bar. So if you're going to count your weight on this, you don't count the bar in this one. Bars weigh 45 pounds normally. So in this case, I've got a 10 and a 10 on here, so that'd be 20 pounds for this one. So I like facing the window here, or the mirror, so I can see. My feet go shoulders width apart. I stand up and pull this backwards. Feet shoulders width apart. You also want to make sure that the travel bar is in the middle of your ankle. You don't want to be too far forward. You don't want to be too far back. So you want that to be right underneath there. Put this across your shoulders. Toes pretty much forward. They can be a couple degrees out, like we're talking 5 degrees maybe. And you're going to go down until your hips are slightly below your knees. A little too far back there. I'm a little tall, so I'm going to leave that over there. Option 2 for our squats is the actual squat racks. This is the oldest school way of working out with this. You could actually do bench press on here if you put a bench in the middle. But this is what we're going to use it for. So number 1, you want to make sure these are set to the correct height. So this is on the 1, 2, 3rd down. I'm fairly tall, so some of you may not want to be able to do that. So we're gonna put the bar up on here. Again, this weighs 45 pounds. And we're gonna put weight on these. Very lightweight, thank goodness. So we put this on here. Very important, big number thing here. Clamps. Anytime you're using a barbell, you need to have the weights clamped on. This is a huge safety risk here. If things tip sideways and all the weights slide off, then it's gonna fly back the other way, slam into this, might slam into you, that would be bad. So clamp every time on both sides. Again, I prefer to face the squat or face the wind or the mirror here. Oh, the other one, you can move these in and out height-wise if you need to. So we're gonna lift up. Woo, a little off-center there. Take a step back. Again, feet, shoulders width apart, maybe a smidgen out. I'm gonna go down to lower, my hips are lower than my knees. Very good. Put that back. If you do have a problem with the weight on this one, you want to let it roll off the back of your shoulders and land there. Ladies, I would highly recommend tying your hair up in a bun before you do squats, because you don't want, if you do fail and it rolls off the back, you don't want it to grab your hair and pull you backwards. Or just make sure you just have spotters there as well. Those are always an option. If it's a bigger weight, ask for a spotter. We put one spotter on one side of the bar, the other one on the other. If it's a lot, we'll even put somebody behind. The last option for legs, at least later on, at the beginning of the quarter, I prefer everyone to use the Smith machine or the squat rack. Later on, I'm okay with people using this one. So this one you lay down, or you sit down on. And one reason I like this one is because it's got this angle here. And for me, I like this better. Or you can go all the way up here. You'll get a little more range of motion in that angle. But I'm going to do it down here for today. These slide in and out. So you'll press it forward, flop those down. Again, shoulders width apart. You're going down as low as you can, probably till your knees kind of go outside of your hip, of your rib cage. I see a lot of people kind of do this kind of half thing here. You want to make sure you're going down low enough that it goes wide. So I actually use a wider stance here when it comes to this machine. So I can go a little wider and get full range of motion. Rotate it back in. Right, this is called the multi-hip. So this one's a little loose up here. I mean, I wish we could tighten this down, but we're just gonna work with what we have. So there's several ways to use this. The picture up here actually has you lifting, kind of going straight here. Looks like I'm gonna need that to be a smidgen longer. Put that down there. So what I tell people to do is I want you to extend it over here to about the 9 o'clock setting here. And I'm going to put my leg over. So this is going to work the outside of our leg. In our workout routine, we have an outside, an inside, front, and back of the legs. We're going to use all four sides. So this is the outer hip one. You're going to grab arms with both sides. You're going to swing across your body and up. Cross your body and up. So again, rotate this over to about the 14 or 15 here. Cross your leg over and up and up. Again, first week, 25 reps on everything. Triceps, so there's triceps. You could do it on this machine. This is the easiest one because it's got the back here for your to be supported. There are 2 other cable machines here that you could do this on as well. I like to use the longest ones we have. There's another set of red ones that are a little shorter. So if you're needing a little more range of motion, you can. So you start here and you're actually going to pull it down till your elbows are parallel, pointing straight down. You go from straight, and when you get to the bottom here, you actually want to flare out just a little bit to get the full motion there because the tricep is attached in 3 different places. We want to try to get all 3 of those heads. So down, hold for just a second, and up. Down, hold for just a second, resist on the way up. 25 reps. All right, this is called the lat machine. The lat pull down, as your lats are the top of your back here, that big muscle that connects your shoulder blades together. So the first thing on safety, I'm tall. So if you're going to move anything here, be careful not to hit your head on something. That would be bad. So duck, change the resistance. This is a really, really high for me, so I'm going to lower this way down. Put my legs under here. You only want this to go in front of your chest. You don't want to put it behind you because you don't want to hit it. So from the full extension to chest, hold for a second and up. Hold for a second and up. All right, so we talked earlier about how we had the outer leg. This is going to be our inner leg one. So for this one, it is currently set up to do outer. So we're actually going to have to pull this yellow knob here and slide it all the way back. So we're going to sit down here. We're going to put one leg in, and you can pull it in just a little bit. Pull the other one in. And you're going to go out to in, hold for a second, out to in, hold for a second. You'll be surprised you can do more weight on this than you probably think you can. Going in and out on here. And you do have the option of flipping it and going the other way if you so desire, but that's how we're going to use it for this class so that we can work the outer or the inner part of our leg. So this is the bench press, or I think this is called a chest press machine. And so this is option one. This is what most of my students start on. And then by the end of the quarter, I don't want anyone using this. About weeks 6 or 7, I put caution tape over this and say no one's allowed to use it because I want everyone to learn how to actually bench press. But this gives us the sense of it first. So this one's really important. You're going to use the horizontal grip, and you want that to be across your chest, if not a little lower on your chest. You don't want it to be up at your shoulders. So at the moment, this is fairly high. I'm going to put it way down, and we're going to see where it ends up. It's always going to be a little farther back, so you use your leg to push this forward. This feels like it's a little high for me. So that means my seat is a little too low. So I'm going to raise this up, pull this notch up. Let's go up a couple more here. I'd rather it be too low than too high. Give me a little weight here. So this one, it starts out too far back. So you don't want to go all the way back here. And you actually can get more range of motion on the chest press than you can a bench press because there's a bench hitting you in the chest. Use your feet to push it forward. We're going to use the horizontal grip. Make sure we get good, solid contact. I have to get my hips all the way back here so I have plenty of support. Go from full extension. I actually like to kind of press forward just a smidgen. Back till it's close to my chest, as if there was a bar across here, it would hit me in the chest. 25 reps. When you pull it down, when you're done, put one or both feet on here, lower it back. All right, option 2 for doing our bench, and for the end of class, I want everybody on this machine. Well, this is the machine, the bench press. Earlier, we did talk about how we don't have a military press set up, and that would be similar to this, except it would be up higher. But the second way of doing this, we're going to grab some weights. We're going to count the bar as 45. I'm going to add weights to this, and I'm missing clamps because we want to do this safely. So you want to clamp this on here. Make sure these don't go sliding off. If you need a spotter, they can stand behind, or you can use 2 spotters and have one on either side of the bar. I like feet solid on the ground. So I like everything. I don't like putting my feet up here unless you're an experienced weightlifter and you're really trying to go for powerlifting. Put your feet on the ground. You want 5-point contact. Feet, hips, back, hands, and head. So that's actually 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 5-point contact plus your hands. There we go. So lay back here. There are marks on the bar. And I like to put my ring finger on the outside one. I'm pretty wide when it comes to my arms and my chest length. Some people like to do pinky. Some people like to come in, put their first finger right on the edge. But you just want to be even is the most important thing. So I put my ring finger on there. I start with my eyes directly under the bar. And I'm going to lift it and push it forward. And now it's going to be either chest or slightly lower than my chest. And it will travel a little bit forward as it comes down. And we're going up here. And back. Another safety note here. This is the reason that you don't want it or that we make sure everything's clamped. I kind of said it earlier. You don't want it to fall one side or the other. Because if I pull this off and I'm uneven, it's going to angle down to one side. And if it gets down to here, that weight's going to slide off. Now all of a sudden the other side's going to be heavier and it's going to swing out here like that. And that would be very dangerous. for you and for your spotters. So big safety thing. All right, so next up is the rowing machine or long pole. So this is going to work the other part of your back muscles. So the lats are more the higher parts. Let's put the lower lats here. We're going to use a double vertical grip here. There are other things you could put on here. This is what we're going to use this for. Legs being fairly long, elongated here, so we don't want to bend our knees too much. So we're going to pull it up towards us from here. Now we're actually going to squeeze our shoulder blades together. Hold for a second. Hold for a second. That is the rowing machine, or this one says super long. So this would be the leg pull machine. Ours currently is out of order. So as we were saying earlier, you want to make sure you have the seat at the right length. You want the knee to be at this joint here. So this one would actually, if it's working correctly, would be sitting up. And so your legs will be above it, and you're going to pull them towards you and back up. Say, I assume this machine is going to get fixed at some point. So pull in and back up. And that would be your hamstring pull or leg curl. All right, so this would be our leg extension. So this would be kicking out. The other one over there was actually the leg pull. So I did that one backwards. I'm going to have to go re-record that. So this one, again, you want your knee to be at this point. And make sure this is extended to the right length. And sit down here. From in, all the way up, hold. In, hold. All the way down, hold. Got handles here to help you get up and down. When you're done, take your legs out. There's another grip here to help you get up. All right, so that would be our sitting leg curl machine out of order. This is the better way to do this right now. So this is going to work the hamstrings or the back of your legs. I definitely need to do more of these. So you can flip it side to side. So we're going to do the left side first. So you grab a hold of here. You're going to do one leg. You're going to pull up, hold, and down. Hold, and down. Switch to the other side. We're going to do 25 reps the first week. One set of 25. And in this case, it would be both sides. It would be 25 reps. You'll probably do a lower number with a single leg compared to a double leg. So this is our leg or ab workout. So every week you're going to have to do 25 reps of 2 of these machines. One of them doesn't fit me, so that's why I like, especially for a tall guy, and we have some basketball players and other volleyball athletes that are in our classes here. Some of these don't fit long-legged people, but other people will love them. My wife loves the one over here. So this is the easier one. There's actually another one there that's a little more vertical. So level 1, you're going to put your elbows on here, grip here. Level 1 is bent knees together and just pulling them up 25 times. Level 2 is straight legs. If that's too easy, then you can start doing some turns. So knees and turn. You want to get real tough, level 4, straight legs with a turn. All right, so the original curl machine right here. I've seen these my whole life, and they're usually old. This one you can raise it up and down if you so desire. That would be on this pole right here. We're going to leave it where it is for now. So you put your legs in here, you hook your feet. I am a fan of arms across. I don't like people putting it behind their heads because they tend to pull on their heads. Or old school like football, they would grab their helmets and they get pulling, and so you're not actually using your leg muscles. This is actually a hip flexor muscle, not an ab muscle. Just heads up. So legs across your chest. I like to go down till my lower back touches the ground. I don't want to go all the way back, so I go down here till my lower back touches. So I keep everything tense. Back up, and then my knees, elbows to knees. Lower back, elbows to knees. Lower back, elbows to knees. 25 reps. Now we will up these. So when we go to 2 sets of 10 to 15, then you're going to go to 2 sets of 25 on these body weight exercises. All right, last of our body weight exercises or core stomach exercises would be this lovely, interesting machine. This one is not my favorite. I don't fit it very well. My wife loves it. So Put your legs in here, and it's made to put your arms on here, and you have to kind of figure out where the best spot is. And it's designed to hook your feet. This is the design, but I just don't like it when I curl up here and I have to get down even lower. I just feel like my legs are in my chest, and I don't really feel like my abs are working. But some people will love it, and I've seen people, they'll take here and they'll turn sideways and do it this way. Actually, that gives a nice stretch. Let's go the other way. Another nice stretch. Whenever I use this, I actually stick my legs over the top of it. And I do it this way. And I try to not grip this because I want to use my ab muscles so that I'm actually kind of assisted curl. And again, hold at the top, hold at the top, hold at the top. That's how I have found the best to get this machine to work. If I just kind of rock back and forth, I feel like I'm just kind of like pressing on this with my arms. But when you hold at the top and you don't grip, I feel like I get the best workout on this. Okay, so that would be the kind of procedures for all the different equipment we have in our gym. Now, if you're going to continue to work out in this gym for your outside of class workout, then all the safety precautions are kind of the same. Now, some people have either a home gym. Now, that one I have to be a little questionable out. I prefer if you are going to work out outside of this gym, you have another gym that you have access to. Otherwise, it's probably just better if you're already on campus, you might as well just work out here. That being said, if you are working out at your own gym, or I've even had athletes on away games using other facilities, you can do the same workouts. You may have to modify a little bit. So if you're questioning whether this is going to have the same motion or work the same muscle groups, please feel free to email me, text me, whatever to help you. And you can even text me like while you're at your fitness center or gym, and we can try to work out how to make that workout best for you so that you can do the same workout that you're doing here or whatever you've planned when we get to the end of our class. Because the last 3 weeks, you're going to design your own exercise routine. And you could split it up. You could do arms and legs one day. You could do all push and then all pull, depending on what you want to do and how many reps and how long you have. All those things are possible, and it's just going to communicate with me if you're needing help to make this whole exercise program work out best for you. If you have an injury of some sort, let me know, and then we can work out what exercises you can and can't do. We might have to modify. If you have one arm that's hurt, you might do some single arm things rather than two arms. If you have a leg or an ankle that you injured, again, we can work those out to come up with other ways to adapt to our needs of our students. So communicate with me and have a great workout.